Welcome to the warm-up. I'm Luke Gregory, that's Karleigh Osborne, that's Marcus Gale. Back to winning ways on Sunday, and we've got a great show. Here's what's coming up. RICO has taken to the Premier League like a duck to water, and with Gareth Southgate watching on, I asked him about his international ambitions.
Yeah, I think he's watching Ivan. It'd be good to obviously be in the England squad. That's my dream.
This week was a huge landmark in Josh DASILVA's road to recovery as he stepped onto the grass for the first time in nearly a year, and we've got Inside Jersey Road special to show you how he got on.
I know you can hear me!
And as always, we'll look forward to a double game week with two big away games coming up to Spurs and Leeds. We've got a great show lined up. No Stu today, so I will be jumping in for him.
Yay.
Yes.
Hopefully be a bit more organised today.
I'm over the moon with that, to be honest with you, Luke, mate.
It's going to run so efficiently.
I'm over the moon.
Well, lots to talk about. Let's get into it. Everton on Sunday. It's a big win and a much needed win, Marcus.
Yeah, very much needed win. We hung in there at the end, but the main thing is that we got the 3 points and a clean sheet on top of it as well. So very pleasing on that aspect.
And one man I feel like we have to talk about, Charlie Good, centre-half coming in. Karleigh, as a centre-half, what impressed you most about Charlie's performance on Sunday?
I thought he done really, really well. Obviously, you know, his first Premier League start. He commanded very early in the game. You know, kind of you could see he was up for it. Mentally, you could see he was really, really focused. Won, you know, pretty much 90% of his individual duels. Didn't really see him get beat. He had a real good performance. I was really pleased for him as well. Really pleased for him.
And taking the lead with that penalty and a bit of VAR drama, but worked in our favour. And Ivan was cool as ever from the spot, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was having a look at how Ivan is on the penalties. He moves away from all the distractions. But the other thing I noticed was Coleman and Pickford on the centre spot trying to do a little dance on it, trying to dig it up just a little bit, but it had no effect on Ivan.
There's no stopping though, is there? He just knows what he's doing.
I forget it's an England goalkeeper that he's kind of mugging off with that penalty. The keeper's gone to his left and Ivan's put it to the opposite side with so much ease.
And another clean sheet for the guys, and Alvaro's first of the season. He made a big save, didn't he, Karleigh, at 1-0 from Rondon's low effort?
Yeah, he did. It was literally straight after the goal as well. It was a massive save, and I'm sure that'll do him the world of good, build his confidence up. You know, he will need that. But it was a good all-round performance. Everton did apply some pressure, especially later on in the game and in the second half. But the boys done well to defend it, and it was a good clean sheet.
Do you feel it was just one of them games, Marcus, where we had to work hard and just grind out that 1-0 because the second half maybe wasn't as good as the first, but we held firm and didn't allow Everton really many shots on goal?
Well, you can see the intent from the first whistle. You know, Ivan's chasing the ball to retrieve it for a throw-in. It shows you the intent of the team, and so much effort went into that first 45 minutes, and we came out on top in that first half. The second half, it was a bit nervy. Everton had a bit more of the ball than we would like, but we've done well enough to cross the finishing line as we did.
And the bench is looking a lot stronger now as well. We saw Mads Bech Sorensen back on the bench, and also Johan Witte. Karleigh, that must have been a huge boost to the whole squad just to see the strength and depth now coming in on the substitutes bench.
Yeah, without a doubt, and I think you could see that from the start of the game, couldn't you? You could see that the boys wanted to make sure that, they gave everyone the best chance, and if people needed to come on, they'll be able to kind of help them with that. So it's brilliant for confidence, brilliant for the team, getting stronger again, especially at this time with Christmas coming up, how busy it's going to be. So it's good timing to have the boys coming back.
Well, as we said earlier, brilliant to get a clean sheet and a 1-0 win. And someone who was very pleased with the clean sheet, maybe a bit more pleased in his goal against Newcastle last week, was RICO Henry. I had 10 minutes with him the other day, and here's how it went down. RICO, thanks for joining me.
Cool.
Big win on Sunday, finally back to winning ways. How good did that feel?
Yeah, really good. Obviously it's good to get a win in front of the home fans. The atmosphere was good. It's good to pick up on our recent results, and like I said, it's good to get a win and hopefully take it into the next game.
From watching it, it felt like a game where you really had to dig deep and work hard to grind out that win. Did it feel that way on the pitch?
Yeah, for sure. I think every game's tough in the Premier League. We have to work hard for every game. Gaffer's always talking about running more than the opposition, and I think if we do that and we defend first, we'll create chances, and yeah, that's what we did against Everton, and we won the game.
And they're on a bit of a poor run themselves at the moment. Was that spoken about maybe pre-match, that they're on a poor run as a good opportunity to pick up 3 points?
Yeah, for sure. You know, we do our debrief on the opposition before the game. Yeah, where we can expose them, and you know, yeah, that's what we did before the game, and yeah, their tactics worked in the end.
A clean sheet for you and the other defensive guys. What felt better for you, that one or your goal against Newcastle the previous week?
Now, I think it's good to always score a goal, you know, help the team. But I think clean sheets are more important for me, because obviously if we keep a clean sheet, you know we can create chances with Ivan and Brian up front. So yeah, that's what we want to do, and yeah, take it into the next game. And
on your goal at Newcastle, obviously you scored the week before against Norwich, but didn't really lead to much. But this one, an important goal. I was in that home end with a camera as you ran past and did your little knee slide up, see you shushing the fans. But what was that feeling like for you? Because it was loud that day, and you could barely hear the Brentford fans in that top tier, but it was a good game when it's been involved in. Yeah,
it was a good goal. I think obviously a good ball from Sergi. Yeah, the atmosphere was crazy, but you know, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to score goals. I want to score more goals personally. Gaffer's always talking about being on the last line. That's where I was, and obviously for my 2 goals, and I want to keep making them runs, and yeah, hopefully the team find me and I help the team out.
And going back to keeping a clean sheet on Sunday, obviously we know how much work Brian Reamer puts into the defensive tactics and the side of the game. Yeah. How good is he? Because we saw Mads Roestev go up to me the other day and say, like, brilliant session, Brian. How good is Brian at these defensive sessions?
Yeah, it's really important. You know, obviously after the game we always have debrief meetings on the game in general, and we have a separate meeting for defensive players. And yeah, he's really good. He's really good at what he does, and we work on it a lot in training. Sometimes we break off into defensive groups and work on little things and little movements and clearances and stuff. So yeah, it's good to have him around. That's what we need in our game, and it will help us during the season.
So he's like coaching you on your clearances, like it's not just maybe as a fan you're looking at going, it's just get away. Is it more in depth than just?
Yeah, it's more in depth. You know, obviously want to keep the ball, but sometimes maybe later on in the games we want to make sure our clearances are good. He's also talking about clearances like kick out a play if you can't clear it anywhere else, and you know, that's what's important, and it will help us and hopefully save us points.
And you personally, obviously been at the club for quite a while. How do you feel he's helped your development here?
Me personally, yeah, just little movements, like I said, defending on the half shoulder, never standing still, never static, always keep on the play, like trying to find out what's going to happen next. And it's helped me a lot since he's been here.
At the moment, it seems like, especially on Sunday, as I said, it was one of them games where it felt like everyone was proper working hard to keep that scoreline at 1-0. It feels like since we've been in the Premier League, defending, you have to have that 100% concentration. Is it like if you make one lapse of concentration, that maybe that's going to lead to a goal? Is that pressure? Do you feel that on the pitch?
Yeah, you feel that on the pitch, but you know, we set up like we want to help our players out. So if someone makes a mistake, we want to make sure that others are in good positions to help them out. Yeah, like you've seen in the games, like we're always sprinting back, you know, from set pieces. Maybe if they counter attack, he wants everyone sprinting back, and you know, everyone working hard for each other.
I guess in this league as well, you've got players breathing down your neck, and especially when you look at the likes of Mo Salah running back at you and stuff. I guess it's like that concentration always needs to be 100% on top, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. You can't take it off the play. Obviously, you got to keep concentrating, because you got players in the league that can finish like just like that, like counter-attacking players like Mo Salah, like you said, and yeah, we just have to stay on top of it.
Didn't you win a little sprint against him in the home game?
Yeah, I did.
He's quick though, is he?
Yeah, he's quick, but obviously, like I said, if I switched off there, he would have been in. So yeah, got to stay switched on, and that's what we've got to do every game.
You look at some of the attacking players you've had to play this season. I think you're pretty decent when it comes to like one-on-one defending, and you're up against a winger. Who's been one player this season that you look back and go, yeah, that was a tough player to stop?
Adama Traore.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Just his physique, he's powerful, fast. Obviously, come on my side, second half. Then I got booked. I was on yellow card, so it made it even tougher for me.
How difficult does that make it when you're, because you hear it all the time, like when you're watching like games on Sky and the commentators maybe say, well, he's on a yellow now, it's going to be, they should target that side.
Yeah.
Does that happen in game? Do you feel that maybe they start targeting you a little bit more?
Yeah, that happens. You know, obviously if you're on a yellow card, even if the opposition, we want to target them as well. So yeah, it's no surprise he wanted to target me. I was on a yellow card and I hurt my ankle. Yeah, it was a tough game. Yeah, it's powerful. So yeah, Adama Traore is definitely.
Did they rub his arms up with baby oil? Because I've seen that going around on social media a few times.
Yeah. I think he does that before the games.
Grab him.
Yeah, I think he does that, so you can't get hold of him. Obviously, he's hard to get hold of, but yeah, it's good to play against them players, and you learn a lot. And yeah, it's good for me.
And 2 big away games coming up now, and obviously we played Spurs in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup last year. Can you take anything from that game against Tottenham and maybe look ahead to this one as maybe something that we've learned from the last time we played at Tottenham?
Yeah, we know how they play. We know it's a big pitch, and we'll create chances. Yeah, we just gotta just stay on the front foot, start fast, and yeah, hopefully we have a good game on the day.
And looking ahead to Sunday, another noisy stadium in Leeds, but it's every stadium in this league seems to be rocking at the moment. How would you guys deal with that pressure going into stadiums where you know you're going to have fans like right on your back?
Yeah, the atmosphere is crazy. Like Newcastle as well is crazy. Yeah, we don't look too much into it. Obviously, we focus on our game and what we want to do and how we're going to break teams down. But yeah, the pressure's there, but we have to deal with it.
Does it make you nervous when you walk out at somewhere like St James's Park and you? Because I think going to most games this year, that's the loudest I've heard at the stadium. How do you feel? Like, is that a bit of nerves, or are you like relishing that challenge?
No, I think it really gets me going.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's different players. Well, certain players are different, but yeah, I think everyone gets nervous a little bit maybe before the game. But during the game, you know, want to start fast and have a good few touches, then you know, get going. But yeah, there's always the nerve there, but you have to deal with it.
And just a bit on yourself, being here for such a long time. How does it feel to have grown so much with the club? Because it feels like you have both grown together. The fans adore you. How does that feel for you to have grown so much with Brentford?
Yeah, the fans have been amazing to me since I've been there. You know, obviously I got injured. Got injured a lot when I first came here. I was injured, but yeah, it's good to be with the team now. Always in and around the team. So yeah, it's good to me. It's good to grow with the team and the club. And obviously we're in the Premier League now, so obviously it's a good feeling for everyone. Like you see at the home games, it's always rocking, the fans are good. So yeah, it's a good feeling.
And next steps for you, I heard Gareth Southgate was in the stadium the other day. Any maybe cross your mind that you and Ivan maybe in the next England squad?
Yeah, I think he's watching Ivan. Yeah, it'd be good to obviously be in the England squad. That's my dream. I think it's every kid's dream. Yeah, so I just want to keep working hard, keep doing well, and yeah, maybe hopefully one day.
You deserve it, mate.
Yeah.
Nice one, mate. Thanks for your time.
Cheers. Thank you.
Lads, quickly before we move on, RICO Henry for England?
Yeah, why not? I think he's in great form. He's maintained that. He's got a few more goals this season so far. Yeah, he's got great competition ahead of him, but I think he can nudge his little nose in there and try and get a cap.
Well, hopefully RICO gets that call up eventually. And right now it's time for my favourite part of the show, where Karleigh stands in front of these 2 tactic boards and gives us the lowdown on tomorrow's opposition. Right, Karleigh, 2 games coming up with 2 very well-respected managers in the world of football. What can we expect from Tottenham?
Well, from Spurs, to start off with, obviously we've got them on Thursday. Conte's recently gone in there. Their form's obviously been kind of up and down and not performing at the level. His most recent interview, he did an interview with Italian TV, and he speaks about how Spurs aren't, their ability isn't so high at the moment, so he wants some new faces in. But what they've got at the moment, formation he seems to have taken in there is kind of that 3-4-3 formation. He's tried to go more attacking, it seems like. So, he's got his 3 defenders in there, Dyer's in the middle, Ben Davies, Chapet Tanganga, who's been playing. Good player, but I think Ivan could play on him. Looks like he can kind of lose his temperament sometimes. So I think Ivan will be looking at that thinking, is that someone he can maybe kind of get in and around, maybe kind of wind up to throw him off his game. You got Højbjerg in the middle, good player, you know, controls that midfield, winks, good energy. I think he's tried to be more energetic with his team, you know, trying to get more kind of forward flowing attacking football, and obviously try and get Harry Kane more goals, which at the moment we know how dangerous he is, but he doesn't seem to be on form, and let's hope he stays that way when he plays against us. And then of course you've got Mora and Son, who are willing runners in behind but do lovely work as well, but they'll be trying to play off Harry Kane, and those are the dangers they'll be trying to bring. I think, you know, these three on their day, if we don't look after these, I think they could cause us a real problem.
Has Conte had a chance really to put a stamp on this team yet and make it his own, or is it still bedding in kind of thing?
I think he's still bedding in. I think he's still trying to work out kind of which players he can trust, which players he kind of wants there, and which he feels he may need to kind of move on. So I think it's a good time for us to play them, because they're in that transitional period still. Obviously, you know, they'll be fresh because their game was called off against Burnley, but at the same time, will it be enough to have got what he needs to get into his team? I'm not quite sure. So I don't think it's a bad time for us to play them, but they do possess quality and they can be dangerous, and we need to make sure that we're ready for that.
Marcus, just on what Karleigh said about the game being postponed against Burnley on Sunday, how will that affect Tottenham and the game?
Well, it's a big home game for them in terms of playing in front of their own audience and dealing with that pressure, having a new manager in that is full of energy. He likes to get the crowd connected to his performances out there. And that's something that we have to combat as well, not just the players out on the pitch, but the fans as well, with Conte, you know, just winding them up, which is a good thing for them, but maybe a bad thing for us. But I could see us going in there and doing the job, keeping it solid. We've got players on form. That last result was a good one for us, and it just puts us in good shape going into this next round of games.
Well, from one tough game on Thursday to another tough one on Sunday away at Ellen Road and Leeds United, and it is going to be another tough game. Obviously, they nicked the 1-0 win last night in the last minute. These two play similar in any way?
I think there is similarities. We know Leeds high energy, real high energy team. They've struggled with injuries. You know, they've got a few back. Adam Forshaw, who Brentford fans will know very, very well. He's back in the squad now. Obviously, Stuart Dallas was here for a time as well. But they're still missing Calvin Phillips back. But you know, they've been struggling. They've changed their formation. I think in the last 3 games, they've had like 3 different formations they've started with. So that goes to show that they're struggling in terms of personnel, but also, you know, they're not fully sure what is the best system for them at this moment in time.
They opted for this one last night against Crystal Palace, but last week against Brighton went for a 4-2-3-1. Why are they switching up so much?
I think obviously personnel plays a big part of that. I mean, Calvin Phillips played, you know, in the back 3 and in the back 4 in the last couple of games. You know, we know he's a midfielder. He could be dangerous in there in the way that he plays that quarterback role. Lovely range of passing and what he does for England as well. But I think, you know, they're Bamford. They're missing Bamford, obviously, who's there. Missing him, who's a massive for them. Tyler Roberts has come in. He's done reasonably well, but you know, it's hard to replace the form of Bamford when he's out here. But they'll still be very dangerous. They had a good win yesterday, but you know, they've nicked it in the last minute from a penalty, I think it was. So it'll be interesting. Adam Forshaw makes a big difference for him coming back in. We know how good he is on the ball and how dangerous he can be, but is he up to speed yet? I'm not fully sure. And even the likes of Calvin Phillips, where he's been moved around and things like that, is he a little bit unsettled? Those are 2 key players for them when they're on form. So you know, we need to make sure we look after those 2.
Marcus, how similar will this Leeds squad be to the one that we played back in the Championship days?
Oh, the mentality is still going to be the same. The manager's still the same. He gets players in that fit his philosophy and system, which is a strength of his. But yeah, this game is extremely tough. Going away to them. I know Spurs is going to be another opposition as well, but I think this Leeds game, we've got some prior history with them, so we kind of know each other a lot more, and that may just be the balancing factor for us, is that we have that extra knowledge. For us, I think they're brave in terms of they like to defend one-on-one at times, and that may just play into our favour.
And then quickly to summarise, Karleigh, 2 very tough games. What do you think?
Yeah, 2 massive tough games. I think with Spurs, you know, they're gonna want to keep the ball. Yes, they'll play high energy football, but they're gonna want to move the ball and draw you out of holes. I think the Leeds game, I think for me is going to be very exciting. It's going to be very end to end. I think the way Brentford play and the way Leeds play, it's a kind of, when it comes together, it will be a lovely game of football to watch. But again, it could be a heart in the mouth type of game for the fans, because it will be like a basketball match, I think. But you know, Brentford need to go there. They've got confidence. They come off. They go into this game off the back of a win. So yeah, I think it's going to be two solid performances and hopefully 2 good results.
Hopefully 2 good results, and definitely for the fans, 2 brilliant away days to be going on. And more exciting things for the fans and everyone involved with Brentford at the moment. Josh DaSilva returning to grass. We were there on Monday to capture everything.
Big day today, mate. What's going on?
Today, I think we are outside.
First time?
I think we're outside today, yeah. First time in, I think, 10 months.
Ledge.
So, yeah, man. God is good. Look at the boys' recovery after one.
We'll be in the gym in a minute. Just start, okay?
What was going on there?
Oh, just checking out my hips. Obviously, as you know, I've got a bit of a hip problem, but we're on the mend. So yeah, now go to the gym, do some prep, and then we'll get outside.
What you've been doing there, Josh?
Just doing a few bits of stuff to do with the hip. You know, obviously making sure it's strong. Yeah, we need a strong support system. So yeah, just been working on that, and then gonna get out on the grass, have some fun.
How buzzing are you for that?
Excited, very excited. It's been way too long, but you know, everything happens for a reason. So you take what comes of it, and yeah, get cracking.
And then obviously get plenty of touches on the ball like we have done here. Don't need that.
Josh, first day, boots back on.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I feel good, really good. You know, it's been a long 10 months, I would say. Been missing it, but yeah, it was good to get the boots back on and yeah, start cracking on with rehab.
How did it feel with the ball at your feet?
Felt a bit weird, to be honest, because it's been so long, especially on the grass. Of course, when I'm at home, you know, I like to, you know, play around with the ball. But yeah, it was different being out on the grass. But yeah, I enjoyed it, of course.
So that's day one on the grass. What's
Yeah.
the next steps now?
Still got quite a long way to go, you know, just taking small steps. But yeah, it is what it is. As long as I enjoy it, I know it'll be fun. So yeah, can't wait to see you guys in the new year.
What a sight it is to see Josh DaSilva back on the training pitch. And obviously it's quite easy to get ahead of ourselves, but he's still got quite a long way to go, guys. But great to see Josh finally putting on them boots again, isn't it?
Yeah, it must be so pleasing for him as well. He's had a long time without actually kicking the ball. And you need a strong mentality to get through that moment as well, because injuries do affect players, their psychology and stuff. And glad that he's back out and can now build onto the next phase of building up his fitness and trying to get back in this team, which I'm sure he would love to do.
Karleigh, how much of a boost is it to the football club? Because it is going to impact everyone, from the fans to other players to coaches. For Josh coming back, how big is that for the club?
Yeah, it's massive with a player like Josh, who's so key and such a brilliant player. For him personally, he must be over the moon to get back out. Injuries are never easy. He's had such a long time. He's had, little ups and downs, but he must see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. So for him, it'd be fantastic to get out on the grass and touch a ball again. He would have missed it without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. Stu's asked me to put this one on you.
Of course he has.
Obviously, he's had a long time out with injury. How tough is that for a player to have so long out with an injury to come back and finally get going again?
It's really hard. Mentally is the biggest part of it. It tests you in so many different ways. And injuries never seem to be smooth, especially bigger ones. You feel like you're kind of nearly there and then something else happens. So injuries can be a real kind of drain, but he's a player and a man of real good kind of mental toughness. You can see that in the way he's handled this situation, the way he carries himself around the training ground and around the ground and things like that. Still, he's always kind of in good spirits around the boys. You can see he's been like that the whole time. So, I mean, he'll find his way through it. But no doubt he would have had his struggles, but he'll keep pushing.
And we heard Marcus in that piece. Josh says everything happens for a reason. Mm-hmm. Do you reckon in this time it's built him as a person, as a player? Yeah,
most definitely. His last game was in the Championship, and his next game should be in the Premier League. And that's going to drive him on as well. Maybe at times he may need to be held back because of that enthusiasm to get back so quick, and hopefully he just does it at the right tempo, the right level, and in a safe way for him, because you don't want any more setbacks with him. You want to see your best players on the pitch, and he's definitely one of those that can make an impact for us this season.
What is it, Karleigh, you love most about Josh?
I just love the way he plays. He carries the ball well, has a wonderful passing range, fantastic awareness. I just enjoy watching him as a player. I really do.
Well, it's definitely something to look forward to. Josh returning hopefully before the end of the season and playing in the Premier League. That's all we have time for today. If you're heading over to Tottenham and Leeds to have a safe journey up, come on you Reds. You Reds.